so a very informal chat about FP, PT. I've got to make sure I got all that. Any tips? You as a personal trainer for decades, anything that you wished you'd know when you first started? Any tips? Anything that will be helpful to anybody watching?
Okay, so definitely, first of all, screen the client before you take any money, before you hand over any contracts or anything like that. And I'll speak about contracts in a second. Screen them and do a consultation with them to start with. Make sure that this kind of client is actually the kind of client you want to work with, and whether or not they want to work with you as well. I said before that I've trained loads of clients and I wish I'd never taken them on. You're taking them on because you think that you need the money, you think you need that client, but you don't, and it becomes draining. And I think if you screen them properly, you can actually get a real good idea of who they are and whether or not personally, because you're working with them on a one-to-one, you've got to personally get on.
I agree.
The other thing is definitely get them contracted. Sign that contract before, again, you start booking in sessions, because if they start cancelling on a regular basis, if they don't know that there's any implication for cancelling, whether or not they're, still need to owe their money, or whether they've paid and they've missed that session, you need to have something in place. So whether it's 12 hours or 24 hours notice, you need to know that.
You do.
And then I think you need to know who you're trying to target. So obviously with fitness Pilates, you might want to go down kind of different avenues. So do you want to do fitness Pilates for rehabilitation one-to-one? Do you want to do fitness Pilates as more of a mindset, like a meditation? Is it going to be working on people's posture? Try and actually niche this so that you're going to attract a certain clientele, rather than just saying anybody and everybody, because again, you need to kind of be known as a professional, specialist, an expert in that field.
Agree. What do you think about managing? I think this is quite an important point, to manage expectations. So some people might think, okay, Kelly, come and wave your magic wand,
make me special,
make me, do all of these things that I've not been able to do on my own. Maybe they think once a week personal training, it's going to completely revolutionise their life. So how do you, when you sit down and have that consultation, how do you manage people's expectations and give them a real
I think you just have to be really honest, and tell them that one session with you per week is not going to fix them, change them, make them into the most amazing in a very short space of time. I think this is where, if you set them short, medium and long-term goals, this will then give them those expectations on an actual time scale. So by 6 weeks, this should be happening. By 3 months, this should be happening. By 12 months, this should be happening. And then obviously if those aren't met, then things need to be addressed. But definitely people think that, oh gosh, I'm going to have my own personal trainer, I'm going to look like Meghan Markle, or, or whatever it's going to be. People are not actually going to have a massive change in their relationship.
Be real, isn't it? And from an energy standpoint, I know, because I have a personal trainer, that I completely offload on James every single week. It's my opportunity. Everybody offloads on me, I offload on James.
Poor guy.
He must finish my session. I bet he's got his head in his hands every single day. That can be very tiring and very draining. Great for me as the client, because I feel like I've had a workout therapy. And a counselling session, and a lot of that is part of it. We can't get away from it. It is part of it. Kelly, you do a lot of PT and classes and busy. How do you keep that professional, that line?
I think you let them offload. Completely, 100%, as much as they want to. I would never offload on my clients. Be careful of that one. Don't swap it
And
round.
I have had personal trainers who do that
to me. Don't offload onto your client. And then know that this is just the hour workload. So as soon as you walk out their house, if you're going, because I go to a lot of my clients' houses, so as soon as you walk out their house, get in your car, it's like that's gone. You're almost brushing it off. All that offload, brush it off, get rid of it. Or I realistically don't have any more than 3 clients per day. And I think that's important as well. We sometimes, I mean, I know when I was younger, I was so greedy, and I used to sort of like be like back to back to back to back to back. And if you're working in the gym and you're using their studio, yeah, you can, but God, you're exhausted.
It's exhausting mentally.
So be aware. I mean, I'm traveling from client to client. So on my day that I have 3 clients, I'll do a husband and wife, and I'll do them back to back. I am tired by the end of that, even though they're not offloading much to me. It's quite normal. And then I'll have another client again in the evening that day, and that is enough. I feel, don't try and get greedy and go too much.
It's a nice mix, isn't it? Teach some classes, do some clients, mix it up. Homework, would you be expected, or do you put that in the initial consultation, that you might set some homework exercises to do, and that's good.
If this is a rehabilitation personal training, then absolutely they need to do the homework. So they'll be given exercises. You could always video them doing their exercises, so that then they can actually watch themselves back, they can actually analyse themselves and see it, practice it, or you might do a fact sheet. You might video yourself doing them, so that they know exactly what to do. But absolutely, they might have homework. I think a lot of clients actually like the homework. They don't really do it, but they like the fact that you're giving them extra.
What about, we know that going forward, 2019, you know, people are at home a lot on their own. They're working on the computers. They are quite isolated, and often they have a personal trainer because maybe they've got a really high-powered job, or whatever the reason is. Do you get all your clients together and have a bit of a shindig? Do you socialise with your clients, or is it just
I don't. Most of my clients now are slightly older. They're all either married or professional people, and I get on with them really, really well. But these aren't people really I socialise.
You have it on a completely professional.
Complete professional. I've known personal trainers in the past that have, it's become, when they become friends, then it becomes difficult, because then when you're dealing with money and you're taking money from people, as soon as you feel like you're friends with those people, then things can get a bit.
It's hard to enforce.
And it's hard to have then that breakaway. So I always keep mine professional. In the past, I haven't, so hands up and learn the hard way. I wouldn't kind of like mix it up. Saying that though, I mean, having a Christmas get together, maybe a little high tea or a dinner or something like that,
or just a coffee and a drink.
It can be quite nice, but don't make it on a regular basis that you're socialising with these people.
Got it. I've got something else to say in one more breath on that. Again, people that book personal training are often people that travel, work abroad, work overseas, have holiday homes, all of these things. Do you, say if somebody says, well, I'm going to be here January to March, and then, we're going to the south of France for 4 weeks. Do you hold those slots open for people? Do you say, how do you do
I think
that?
if they're a regular client, they pay up front, which essentially all my clients do, and they are genuinely good people, then absolutely hold those slots open for them. That doesn't mean in that time period you could fill those slots, but understand that when they come back, they're gonna get them. My clients are very upfront with me if they need to change or cancel anything. My clients currently at the moment, husband and wife, have been away for 5 weeks, and I knew they were going away for 5 weeks, and they're coming back and they're starting their sessions after in the new year.
And you're happy to have a bit of a break as well.
Absolutely,
it's nice to mix up your routine.
So I think as long as everything's up front, then it's absolutely fine. As long as they've not signed up for 10 sessions, and then after the 3rd session, then turn around and say, I'm going to go away for 6 months. It's like,
hold it down.
Yeah, that can be difficult.
Do you have a minimum amount of sessions that someone has to sign up for? Personally, your own business?
So mine is either pay as you go, which is always a higher premium.
And those people that just have one-offs. You often do that, don't you? You'll go and do a few one-offs.
Trial. And it might be that actually you decide, I'm glad it wasn't just a one-off, because I wouldn't be able to work with them on a regular basis. That's a higher premium. Then I do 6 sessions for a slightly lower premium, and 10 sessions for a slightly lower.
So you might have someone actually that comes to a class and says, oh, Kelly, could you come by, do me one session, I want you to go over my technique, check everything I'm doing correctly,
give me
and then
give
me something, and then they just come back to your normal regular class. It doesn't have to be this rigid, does it? Doesn't have to be.
Absolutely not. And I've had that in the past. Lots of people who've just wanted a one-to-one, one-off
technique,
technique class, or just give them new ideas, just some things that they can do when you're teaching them in in class that they can almost just go straight into their little variations.
Yes, fabulous. Anything else you want to add?
No, apart from the fact that it is a brilliant, great thing to do. I absolutely love doing one-to-one fitness Pilates. It's really, really worthwhile. So go out there.
And it's been awesome putting this together, hasn't it? We've loved it, haven't we? We have loved it. Go out, enjoy. We can't wait to hear from you and how you're getting on with your business. Please let us know. Post in the Facebook group so we can see how you're getting on. And of course, if you've got any questions, you need any help, support, motivation, you know where we are. We'll see you soon.